Welcome to Wild Cottage in the hills of County Clare in Ireland. I'm Susan and I hope you enjoy. Please enjoy this little clip of Bridie playing her very favorite game while I warn you that if you have gotten either the Green Lambkin Yarns 13 Halloween Days Countdown or the Inspiring Yarns 13-Day Countdown, skip straight ahead to say 4 minutes and 10 because I show all of them fully opened because I have them fully opened by now. So just skip ahead to that if you do not want to have any spoilers.
3, 2, 1!
I realized I opened up all of the days of the Witch's Garden box from Inspiring Yarns, the 13 days, and I didn't show you them in order. I opened actually today's early because tomorrow I'll be going to the Dublin Fibre Festival. We'll be getting up early and getting the train. But I'll show you, I've already broken them up because I was excited into my projects. So this is going to be one project that, I always reserve the right to change my mind, but I think it's going to be a crochet project, one that I queued last year, I believe it was. It's called the Autumn Garden shawl. It was a cowl, so it's a free pattern on I think a yarn manufacturer's website, and I definitely think this would be lovely. And if I feel like this is definitely the Witch's Garden in autumn and this, so the pattern name fits. And the other pattern I want to do, I was looking for something, oh that's too bright. I have a pattern in my library for a couple years now. It's called Autumn Fade. It's a pair of socks by Joe of Hardy Barn Designs, I believe, and it was actually written for a sock yarn fade from Gideon Yarns, who is now Inspiring Yarns, and I didn't have that yarn, but I just loved it so much, and I was like, oh, I will break these up and make that fade sock. So I'm pretty excited because, you know, in October we go into November and autumn is pretty much fading for us here. Like the leaves come off the trees and we're into winter. And of course, Samhain, Halloween is first day of winter, November 1st, in the sort of traditional Irish calendar. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then when I nearly finished Monster Mesh Sock by the Mandy Henderson of Mad Cow Mandy here on YouTube. And I'm going to finish this stripe, this pinky stripe in the pattern, and then I'll go start my toe. So yeah, this is nearly done. So I will have this finished probably for today, and then I will put my next socks on the needles. And when I finish my Jelly Cube cardie, which there's still just that one sleeve to put on the needles and knit. Well, and then there's the edging. So there's some other stuff. And if I decide to swap out the bottom color for, yeah, I think I talked about it in one video. If I do that, that'll take longer. But I have plans. So I will probably start putting this on the hook as well. And then also this is 10 of the minis from the Witch's Cottage 13-day countdown, which was from Green Lambkin Yarns, and I'm going to do a tee from Dani Gerhardi called Chief Troublemaker, and it is a slip stitch. It's not color work, but you use 3 colors. I think it's a 3-color repeat, but I'm going to just go through the minis, so we'll see how that goes too. We're on the way to the Dublin Fibre Festival, and we're driving to the train station, and I just finished weaving in the ends because this has been done for a while, but I just hadn't, woven in the ends down here of my Boneyard Sweethearts by Telly Bean Knits, Stephanie Lofton. I modified it a lot, took out a lot of the color work. I just kind of had the Boneyard Sweethearts themselves, all the skeletons holding hands with the hearts. And I brought 2 projects. I brought my crochet pumpkin project from Dawn of Dawn's Days vlog. Did the free pattern. She put up the ultimate crochet pumpkin And I also have my Jelly Cube cardigan by Cat Weaver. I'm finishing off the sleeve. So we'll see what I can do. I have to be careful. I don't want to make myself sick. I'm not going to do it in the car because, as you can see, we're really bouncing and the train is kind of bouncy, and sometimes I just get nauseous. So, but hopefully I'll be able to work on some projects because that'll be a good amount of crafting time. Yeah, it's a bit chilly. I can actually wear my Boneyard Sweethearts and not be warm outside. I'll probably be hot in the festival though, we'll see. Hopefully not. But we're obviously at the train station. You probably can't even hear me. We're on the choo-choo. And I'm working on my jelly cube. I'm on the last sleeve. I think I'm gonna have about 20 grams of this left over. So I think I will pull out the purple and use this, so that it's not so much of a different. Say hi, Tom Tom.
Hi, Tom Tom.
Yeah, I already met Grace, you know, Grace the Babbler from Grace's Babbles Yarns. She doesn't dye anymore, but you don't need to come that close to my face. Yeah, her and her family are coming down to the festival. And she had her new little...
We will shortly be arriving at Thurles. Please mind the gap. Thank you for travelling with Muir there.
She had her new little nugget with her and her other child and the husband. And yeah, so we both have tickets for noon. But she was on a different train because there were two, because there's a match in Dublin. So coming home, we might get a seat. We might have to stand. Hopefully, Tom will do his best to find me a seat anyway. But we reserved the seats coming down, so that's fine. So we have a seat. Yeah. So then I'll be meeting Linda, and then I'll be meeting when we come out of our like allotted time slot. That's when Sandra of Meet the Wool and Erica and Brendan from the spinning group, and they're on Instagram as well. I can't remember their handles, but they'll be coming in, so we're gonna stop and hopefully have a little chin wag with them. Yeah, but I'm excited. I have a plan for my yarns that I want to look for, and I'm gonna try to be good. But Tom is laughing. Tom is laughing. If you notice, one has their coats on, and I'm in sleeveless dress, and I am sweating. I don't know if I'll be able to put my jumper on. Maybe later. So it was just beautiful in there and outside, as you see, at the Irish Museum of Modern Art. It was on the other side of that plaza, which is a great place to go as well. But I quickly got too hot because my inner fire furnace was going. So I just bought from two of my, old faithfuls. I didn't have a good chance to look around at others, sadly, because I just was too unwell with heat. But Linda very kindly videoed my yarn there. So I've got a huge run of oranges from fine leaf fibers and an absolutely stunning green in alpaca and silk from Republic of Yarnia, and some beautiful minis there from her as well. And I have projects picked for all of these, and I will show you those in another video. Excuse me. I didn't actually get yarn for the projects I was looking for, but you know yourself, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But it was so fun. It was just wonderful to meet, to run into Grace and her family. And of course, I was meeting Linda there. It was the first time we met in person, and we just had a blast. I would have loved to stayed and hang out with her afterwards, but I was drenched in sweat. Like I had a hot flash that was not a flash. It started on the train and it did not stop. So yeah, I mean, seriously, 3 hours I was drenched. So, but I also got to meet a lovely viewer, and I was just like in bits. I couldn't make myself very coherent. So, and I've forgotten your name. And was it Judy? It probably was not. But it was really nice to have a small chat with you. And she's a big fan of Ralph the Fox. So yeah, I don't really have any footage, sadly, and I didn't really get to see a lot of the people that were vending. But next year, I definitely want to go back, and I'm going to make another video where I talk a bit more about what vendors were there, just to kind of give you a feel, and the projects I'm going to make with these yarns. And hopefully there'll be some new to you project ideas. And yeah, so that video will be upcoming. So, okay, I just want to make it clear that it was not hot in the venue. It was all just me. So, yeah, it was all just my internal furnace on overdrive. My monster mush. That's my brain mush. My monster mash socks by Mandy Henderson, or Mad Cow Mandy, on probably Instagram and YouTube. And it's this lovely little mesh pattern after the Monster Mash song. So it's in this nice Hobie Halloweeny sock yarn. It's a workhorse sock yarn. And yeah, it was really fun. It's easy repeat. It's like a 4-row repeat. 2 of the rows are like rest rows. You could easily memorize it, you know, once you get going, or at least I could. So, and I just did my, she has probably a different heel and tone there, but I always do shadow wrap heel. And I do the Finchley graft toe because I do everything on a 9-inch circular. And this is a lot less fiddly. And plus, I just cannot remember that Kitchener stitch. And I make such a dirty mess out of the Kitchener stitch. Yeah. So, yeah. So now it's time I can put another pair of socks on the needles. And I think I'll wind these up, and that's what it will be. And there is one of our window boxes looking very cheery. Tom is trimming back the willow fedge, which is, it's like a combination of the words fence and hedge, but it's not really a fence, but it's like a hedge that we put in for a windbreak and visual interest, and the birds love it, and the foxes love it, darting in and out of the gaps there in between. That's one reason the gaps are there, because the foxes always would go in and out and just widened it. So Tom's putting manners on it. Yes. So I'm going to sit out here for a little bit. I don't have on knitwear because it's still too warm for that, but I'm going to sit in the sun for a wee bit and hopefully not get hot like I did yesterday. So we still have dahlias going for sure. This is a very beautiful one we have up the front, and then along the barn we've got a lot more.